Eckington Hall in the NOMA neighborhood is a marketplace that started as housing for a pop-up exhibit, used by a couple of New Mexico-based photographers. It has since become a space for artists and others to throw events, host workshops, and so much more. So we are joined this morning by David Ross and Keiana Driscoll to hear more about this Eckington Hall, and then also we're going to get some tips on making candles. I'm so excited about it. Yeah. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
David, I'll start with you because this is like, you know everything about Eckington Hall, right?
Yeah,
what is
so
it?
Originally I opened it just specifically for a photo exhibit with the two photographers from New Mexico. I was traveling back in here from Albuquerque, and so Nathaniel Tesoro Palinelli and Gabriela Campos, I was really inspired by their work. And so we did this photo exhibit. It was amazing. And people would walk into the gallery. They'd be like, this is great, but like, when do you open? And I'm like, yo, we're open.
This is it.
Yeah, exactly. And so so the space, because the space is 2,100 square feet. And so like basically I started, because I also produce markets, you know, and so like I do DuPont's Basement and DuPont Underground, National Landing Market. And so I was like, you know, I know a lot of vendors. So I just started filling it with vendors. So it looks like that, like I'm trying to make sure it doesn't look like a hoarder space, but like it looks like, it's taking a world of its own.
It's so cool. Like it's that marketplace, that natural feeling when you go through and you find it's local artists, right? A lot of things that you can't find in a big box store.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Keiana, you're one of the vendors.
Yes.
And you're selling candles and more, mostly candles? Okay.
So in short, I'm Keiana Driscoll. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to meet the team. Here. Absolutely, thank you. So I own Fahrenheit 99 Candle Company as well as Bourbon and Barrel Soap Company. And I've known David for a year. I met him through his venues at DuPont Underground, and we've just built a business relationship since then on, and it's been wonderful. David is very personable. He is very business-minded. He's a pleasure to work with.
I love the love. Receive it, David. Receive it.
Stop it.
Do you make all of these candles yourself? Can you lead us through this process of how? I mean, they're beautiful, as we've seen some of the final products. Where do you start when you start making them?
Yes, ma'am. So a lot of it is I kind of get my zen a little bit, but in all actuality, so what I do is I go into my workshop. I make sure all the power's on. I have to ensure that everything is properly hooked up with my sergers because they will trip the breakers. I did it once before with the heat gun, so that's what I learned.
Yeah. So is it wax? Like you have this thing of wax, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to melt it down?
Absolutely. So we don't use soy, we use coconut apricot wax. So we have a vegan option that's not, laden with pesticides or chemicals or anything to that effect. Yeah. And then what we do is we heat up we preheat the pot, then we insert the wax, and then we have to make sure it heats up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That's very important because if the wax is not hot enough, the oils won't bind. Okay. So once we hit 212 degrees Fahrenheit, we insert the oils and give it a nice, stir.
So it'd be kind of what you would do in here, right?
Yes,
so you take the
absolutely.
Put that in there.
Just to demonstrate what you will do.
How you actually cut this.
Have you dumped that in there? Oh,
okay.
We'll just demonstrate.
Oh, don't touch.
Yes, ma'am. So what you'll do is you would insert that and you'll actually take that pan, you'll set it back down. Typically, under normal circumstances, I'll dump it out of the pot here. But we'll put the lid back on because...
Do you add the oil? No, first you melt it?
Yes, ma'am. First we want to melt it down to 212 degrees. It's very important because we want to make sure the oils do bind and it has to be hot enough for that to take place. So once it reaches 212 degrees, then we insert our oils based on the batch. Like for example, if we're doing maybe 10 7.2 ounce candles, which is an 8 ounce net weight. When we have 10 of those, we measure out to 7.2 times 10, which is 72
smells incredible. That's where, so you would pour this in there, right? I know we're for the magic of TV, we're not going to get this to 212 degrees. How do you make, the wick is so different here, right? It's not your typical wick. How do you set up this cup?
Yeah, absolutely.
The jar, I should say.
So I'll take a look here and show you with that. So this is the wick tab down at the bottom. So that metal piece, you have to make sure you anchor the wick because if you don't, it'll fall to the wayside and cause a fire. So we don't want that.
Definitely.
So you'll peel away that plastic, that paper piece, and then what you'll do is you'll tap the wick onto here, make sure it's nice and firm, and then on the underside you'll tear away the film.
Oh, there's another. Aha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. While we're finishing this up, David, you have some other events, so it's not just candle making. You have other things people come participate in?
Yeah, so we do like a sewing workshop, which is really popular. I have a sushi making class that's coming up.
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Doing some block parties, some concerts inside, also like a candle making course and things like that. And like, it's a It's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to keep checking back in with you.
Absolutely.
As things develop, for sure.
Absolutely.
And the most amazing thing, I must tell you, it's not even lit. We can smell this candle, and it's delightful. So thank you both for being in here, for leading us through the process, for bringing us a space to go and see so many great artists in their work.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.